Hey, 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 hey. How you doing? How you doing? Mama Ann, how you doing? Tina, how you doing, sis? How you doing, King Just John? How you doing, Dana? How you doing, sis? How you doing, Susan? How you doing, sis? Y'all know I can't keep y'all long tonight now. I thought my buddy was coming earlier, but actually because she's out in Milwaukee. That's where she came into town to see her grandma, and we keeping her lifted. She's in the hospital right now, and she came on in to see her grandma. And so I thought this morning she was gonna come out to the city and go to her church because her church is here in Chicago and close to me actually. And I thought she was there all this time. Then she just called me now and said, "Girl, I'm just leaving the hospital. I'm just leaving the meal." So that's an hour 40, with traffic open. You could do it in an hour. It depends on hour and a half. It depends on what traffic's sitting on. But anyway, so I'm not going to carry too long with y'all, but I had to come see you. I'm still patched up. I'm still patched up. Yes, 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 I am. Um, it's just easier. Today the light is really bothering me. It's definitely. Thank you. It's her grandma. Thank you. Thank you. Definitely prayers for Granny. Let me tell you something. When they didn't tell me what was going on with Granny, because it was going on while I was going into surgery, and they didn't want to stress me. And so when I heard about it yesterday, when it finally got to my ears, I knew I had to hear Granny's voice. And when I heard her, Granny was talking shizzy at, and I said, that's the Granny I know. So I know things is good if Granny talking shit. I said, look at it now. Let's spread that love because she's definitely a queen. So as prayers and prayers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I can't wait to see her and just sit down and chat. When I came out there for the wedding, y'all know I was so in and out of the town, for the wedding. Then we had everything with the flight. So I ended, y'all know. I got an extra day, but blah, blah, blah. You know how that went. I got in real late at night. I wasn't supposed to get into the next morning, but I got in real late at night. And everything was whipping because that day before you're getting ready for the wedding. The next day was the wedding. The next day we just had a little bit of time to chill and hang out. Then my flight got changed. Y'all know how that goes. My flight got changed, so then I went on back to our house. But we still, if we was on clocks. You know how you on clocks? Like I got 4 hours. I got 4 hours. That's really 3.5 because we got to drive there. So I just want to sit down with my sis and chit chat, catch up, hit the bobo. Because let me tell you something. My buddy here, the one stay right down the street from me at the hotel, and my sister in Georgia, they are my sisters. They are my sisters, They are my sisters from different misters. They are people who I will never, ever tell you showed me real friendships. They've shown me real sisterhood. So trust me, when I'm measuring the cone, I know how to measure it the right way. And I know nobody perfect because I know I'm not perfect. And they accept me for who I am only if I'm shooting for the best of what I am. And that's exactly what I do for them and want for them. I love them so much. I do. I love them so much. I really do. I really do. But what are y'all doing? What are y'all getting into? What's going on for the night? What's going on? Let's see what these YouTube notifications are notifying me of, y'all. Let's see. Since they want to keep booming in my ear, dinking in my ear, what are they saying now? Sorry, somebody in my comments. I'm going, y'all. If you see them, if you're getting a ding and you're getting an answer from me on comments, I told you I'm going to take them a few times. So sometimes if they popping, but I'm going to answer all of them. You better know it. You better know it. I don't care what I'm saying. I'm coming in. I'm coming in. I am coming in. What's going on? Hold on a second. Mm. All right, y'all. I just received a very serious text. Hold on 1 second, Joel. Sorry. Hello. Yes. Fern. Hold on, y'all. 1 second while I get this door. Sorry, y'all. We had to have Carlos come grab Nino. You know, when you open the door, when people coming in, Nino is so nosy. So he'll go flying out the front door. So, so as I let my son in, I had to call Carlos, grab Nino. Please, grab him. I got one eye. I can't be chasing him, grabbing him down. Crying Red, how you doing, sis? How you doing? Let me see. Um, sorry, man. It just seemed like right now, one time, everything happened. I got that text, and I went to answer the door. Nino was barking. I said, "Wait a minute, what's going on?" So hold on, I forgot what it was I was doing before that, guys. Oh, yeah, we gotta discombobulate it. Yeah, but we came up in here, y'all, to enjoy the moment. You don't know what tomorrow gonna bring. Shit, you don't know what the next hour gonna bring. So in this moment, we just kind of enjoy each other. You know what I was thinking about earlier, like about 2 hours ago? Do you all remember when you bought like bazooka gums? They had like jokes on them. Does anybody remember that? I remember actually thinking those jokes were funny. Oh, that is great. Yes. Crying Red, we love to hear that. And we salute you. We salute you for every day of that. Yeah, oh, the bazooka joke. Oh, I used to think those things were funny. I don't know why. And it made me think about back in the day when people would always be like they had a joke. So some people had knock jokes. Some people had it was a rabbi and a you know what I'm saying? It was always a joke. Like people actually sat and made up jokes. Then in the 90s, they had that show with old boy, what's his name? Not Thelma Powell. What is his name? And it was Your Mama, and they was doing Your Mama jokes, and everybody out there to roast and talk about your mamas, and I don't know. It was a bunch of little shows like that. But was this before or after? I'm trying to think. After Def Comedy Jam, what's old boy's name? He's the comedian. He was on that show 101 with Kyra Pratt. He had a show that was kind of like Your Mama, but it wasn't Your Mama jokes. It was just a roast. You would just come, and these two people would compete against each other, jokes, joke for joke for joke. You know, I was thinking about that earlier. Oh yeah, I used to think they were hilarious. I used to think the cartoon section in a newspaper, that was the part of the newspaper I used to read. The funnies, is that what it was called back then? The funnies. I was really with it. Oh yeah, when they dropped that grape bubble gum. Oh yeah. Yeah. I remember what was it called? The big gum. It was the 2 cent gum. But it's really like this very tiny, tiny, tiny piece of gum in the middle of it. It's really just that hard piece of candy on the outside. My favorite thing is two things I liked with gum in the middle was blow pops. And my favorite on I love blow pops with gum in the middle. And I love those little balls. What they call not cherry clans. It's a ball, and you used to get it like the Brox candy where you'd buy it by the pound. But it's this red ball, and it got gum in the middle. That thing is mostly gum. I used to love them things. Sherry, how you doing? You made it. You know what's funny? As soon as I just read your name, I thought how you said you had been missing them and you were catching up, and now here you are. We caught you. You caught us. You caught us in here, Pajama Jammy jamming it. Yes, yes, but it was only with Brock's candy. So if you got a different one, it wasn't the same. So we used to have this candy store, and you walked in. Now I'm talking about later in the day, not like the penny candy stores or the house candy stores we used to have when I was a kid. But like you go to the mall, and there was this candy store, and all the candy you bought in weight. So we go in there, and you get like a half a scoop of gummy bears, a half a scoop of Charleston chews, and you put them all in these individual bags, and they go weigh them up. You know what I mean? And you buy them. But I would buy the little red balls, and they didn't taste the same. But that Brock, it was that y'all know the Brock candies, and it was a red ball with gum in it. Tootsie Roll Pops. Now, what's funny is what made me like a Tootsie Roll is I was almost like the commercial. How many licks does it take to get to the? And I'm like, wait a minute. When you eat a sucker, usually you're sucking it. You're not sitting there like a one, a two, like the owl in the Tootsie Roll commercial. He was, come on, he did, and then he just bit it. You know what used to be? I'm gonna tell y'all something. I'm gonna sound so petty. You know something used to be a pet peeve of mine? When somebody would have a popsicle and they would just bite and chew, bite, and they'd be finished with a popsicle in seconds. And I'd be like, why'd they eat that popsicle so fast? Yeah, one, two. I'm like, oh, this owl. But I like the little Tootsie Roll candies, and when they came out with the Tootsie flavors, those were fire. Blue raspberry was my favorite. The little Tootsie pieces, and they had different flavor ones. I used to love them. Maria, how you doing? We talking good old candies. Now candy kind of suck. I can't even lie. Even your favorite little treats, everything is so blah. It's so blah now. Yeah, that Al was on games. He was. He was torturing us. But yeah, I think of like back in the day when I was young, I remember like Friday night videos. I don't know if that came on everywhere, but I loved Friday night videos. That shit came on at like midnight. I loved on a Saturday night watching Apollo. I loved watching Apollo when I was young. But when I was young, I liked all of them. Like American Bandstand wasn't really out when I was a kid, but reruns of it came on all the time, and I loved it because people was listening to music and dancing. I loved Soul Train. The Soul Train line, come on, I'm not even a dancer like that, and I'm like, I want to be in the Soul Train line. Man, everybody could just move so good. They just can dance. They're so happy. That's why one of my favorite movies from back in the day is oh, it just popped out of my head. It's got Ricky Lake, Hairspray. I'm not talking about that made over hairspray. I'm talking about the original hairspray with um with Ricky Lake and Johnny Depp. Like that movie, please. I love that movie. What was old girl's name? Penny Pickleton. And her friend Cherry always eating the cherries. Candy dots. Oh, candy dots remind me of stuff you got when you went to the drive-in. candy dots, Whompers. Is that what they call Whompers? Oh man, my favorite. I didn't like the green candy dot though. Just like I loved jelly beans. I can't stand no black jelly bean. I don't know any of y'all that eat that. I don't eat black jelly beans. Ugh, yuck. It's it's like when I was a kid, my grandma used to always have some butterscotch, right? And I used to be like, oh, that is such old people candy. Y'all, butterscotch is good. Am I old? Am I old? I must be old because do y'all ever buy the little ones? They got them and it's like butterscotch and some of them like butterscotch and toffee. It's like butterscotch and I'm like, oh my God, my grandma would just love these. Ah, Dana, you don't do the butterscotch. I just got into peanut brittle recently. Oh man, sprees. Do y'all remember what was that? What was that candy? And it came in the little package. It was I know it's a little. It's like a roll of them, little circle ones. They kind of like them sprees, but the little tiny ones. My brother used to call them chalk candy, but I used to love those. Oh, I love those. So I just got these M and M's, and it's called the triple M&M package. It's got peanut butter M&Ms, peanut M&Ms, and regular M&Ms in one thing, in one bag. When I was a shorty, I couldn't stand peanut M&Ms. Yuck. Fight like a girl. Ooh, circus peanuts. Circus peanuts were like the best peanuts. That's why to this day, when I get peanuts, I think about circus peanut and racetrack peanuts and racetrack popcorn. Yeah, like man, like a lot of people, they don't do. I don't know if everywhere they do this, but I know a lot of places took peanuts out of the ballparks. You know what I mean? But like, I never ate peanuts at the ball game. I've been to a few ball games. I ain't never eat peanuts at the ball game. When I went to the ball game, y'all, to me, baseball food is a hot dog, a cold, well, you grown, a cold beer, a hot dog, and that's really it. Like no chips, no, just give me a hot dog. I probably eat two of them up in there. Two, if we're there long enough. This game long. If I, I could eat a few Cree. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? But yeah, oh, good candies back in the day. Like a lot of people don't like licorice, but when I think of licorice that I like, I think of Twizzlers. Like I like Twizzlers a lot. Like especially like when my sugar was bothering me and I was crashing it by thinking when I was hungry I just eat any kind of sugar and it was crashing. One of the sweets I could take was, first of all, I would drink juicy juice and then I would eat Twizzlers because they wouldn't have that same effect on me. Wait, what were you pouring out to see the fries? You talking about Cracker Jacks? Oh, Maria, do you remember when people used to tell you if you put rock candy in a Coca-Cola, it would take your life? Bottle pops, yeah, that was. I was just gonna say they had them flavored bottle pops. Yep, root beer was the one. Cause I was in love with root beer when I was a kid. Man, I loved root beer. And now I can only drink certain root beers. Cause root beer has to have a certain taste for me. I loved root beer. And I used to love cream soda. I can't put that in my mouth. I cannot put cream, it's too sweet. I can't put cream soda in my mouth for nothing. Yeah, people used to say you can't mix the pop rocks with a Coca Cola. You say what? That's a lot of sugar. I tell you for sure. Heard you say how you doing? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's just something about that ballpark hot dog. It's just baseball is American, and it don't mean nobody else ever played baseball, but it's as American as apple pie to me. I know football they say is our sport because we turned a whole we took a name. I'm not gonna start with that, but anyway, when I think of baseball, I really do. I think of hot dogs. I think of hot dogs, a big pop with a ice, or like I said, if you grown a beer. I really think about that when I think of baseball games, being at the stadium. I really do. And being at a baseball stadium is a good experience. Now, there are a couple of baseball stadiums I've never been to that was still to this day, because I used to be a real big, hey, Evangelist, how you doing? I used to be a big baseball fan. I used to be a big baseball fan, and I always wanted to check out that Green Monster. That's one of the stadiums I've always wanted to be in. And though I was a Boston fan, I love the Boston. Of course, the White Sox was my favorite. But though I love the Red Sox, and I did, I love the Red Sox. I still wanted to go to Yankee Stadium, though. I. I did. And I also used to want to go see where the Angels played. Those were like stadiums I really just wanted to go to. But the one, if I had to pick one, it would definitely be the Green Monster. Thank you, thank you, thank you, sis. Put that up there because I was trying to read it and it started moving. Thank you. Oh, we're praying for you. Man, thank you. Thank you. Blessings, thank you, sis. I had to say it earlier. I had to, it's been a lot, and you already know when it get heavy. It get heavy when it rains, it pours. You know what I mean? It does. The world pours on you. But I had to stop for a minute and give glory to God for all he does for me. Because see, I think I forget that sometimes. And I've just gotta sit and remember that when I was sitting alone and there was nobody there and I needed to get a voice, it was him that was carrying me through. So I believe in something how. So I'm always gonna have the strength to give him the glory. I got to. I got to. Because just like he's saving it, he could change it tomorrow and make you realize that everything you had yesterday was great. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Come up north. I do it. I'm on a world tour. Y'all know it. Y'all know it. Like I literally I wanna see Niagara Falls. I just wanna, and especially like I said, when I woke up from surgery, and it make you remember like the night before I was sitting looking out both my eyes and thinking tomorrow it won't be the same, but I just can't wait to be back here again when I'm looking out both my eyes. You know what I mean? But the fact that I can see, so when the eye opens, I can see. And I feel like I felt when this eye started acting better. I could see clearly now. I could see clearly now the rain is gone. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Tina. But yeah, man, I used to love some good old candy. When I think of a happy, um, I'm trying to think of a happy movie like that to this day. That since I was young, it's just something about that movie that makes me happy. Well, around Christmas, it would be National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. That movie always makes me happy. That's why I try not to even watch it if I'm sad around that time. Cause I'm like, oh, I love that movie. I cannot taint that movie. Like I've loved that movie since I was a kid. Mhm. Oh yeah, I'm sure it is. And Sherry, I know being in the DR at a game is different too because a lot of the good players we got came from there. A lot of them that we got here playing for us, they came from there. Wait a minute, wasn't my Ozzie again from there? Wait, didn't Dr. breed me my Ozzie again? Cause he's one of my favorite baseball players ever. He is. Nolan Ryan, one of my favorites ever. What was his name? Abbott. He was missing the hand. Y'all know he's a pitcher. Was his name Abbott? Oh. Anyway, Cecil Field, Frank Thomas, Carlton Fisk, one of my favorite back catchers of all time. I'm telling you, I'm big to that. I loved baseball. Oh my God, it was a happy place for me. Like I loved baseball. I did. I used to love baseball. Yeah, I love baseball season. Some nights I swear the night, like on a beautiful night in the summer, I'm like, man, this is a baseball game night. I love to be in a stadium, your team win, they throw them firecrackers up in the air. You know what I mean? In Chicago, I don't care if it's Wrigley or if it's, Comiskey, because I'm going to call it Comiskey Park forever, even though it's U.S. Cellular or whatever they calling it this day. I don't know who owns it. I don't give a damn. It's going to be Comiskey Park for me for the rest of my life. Okay, it's bad enough that one minute it was on this side of the street. Same side of the street, but they put it on the other side of the street. And I'm like, y'all really switching me up around here. It was hard to adjust to that, but anyway, that don't get me started. But I definitely love baseball. I love to go past a stadium, and when you drive past a stadium, it's a game going on, and the lights are just shining to make it bright, and then all you see is people. And I love a baseball game because you're gonna do the wave, and I love the wave because that means people have to work together. You don't have to know each other to work together, and they work together when they do the wave, and I love it. I love it. You're gonna have me go to this store and get some Pop Rocks. I haven't ate them in forever. I used to love nerds, man. And you know how people say, no, eat one side of your nerd, then eat the other. Please. I used to pop open one side, pour it in my mouth, pop over the other side, pour that in my mouth. I love nerds. Airheads, man, I used to love Airheads. Please, when Airheads came out with the mystery, y'all remember that white one? It was a silver package. It was white, but it was mystery. So you had to eat it to figure out what it was. And most times it would be like watermelon. If you taste it, it kind of had a watermelon or a cherry taste. I'm like, man, no real mystery. The mystery is how did you get this watermelon white? How did you make it clear? That was another thing that had jokes on it. Laffy Taffies. Y'all remember that? We was talking about bazookas having jokes. Remember Laffy Taffies had jokes on them too? Hmm. Wow. Oh, that's a good job. Oh, that's good. And you get to meet them. KC Royals. KC Roy. See, also when it comes to like baseball, so when I think football, baseball, basketball, to me, baseball has the rawest apparel of all of them. You know what I'm saying? Man, if you can get one of them jackets like the baseball players have for their team, best jackets ever. Get your jersey for your baseball player. You feel like you on a team. Them little boys and little kids that be all into baseball, they put on them jerseys. They think they the player for real. They be out there. Y'all remember when Sammy and McGuire was having a big battle with each other? And you go to a little kid's baseball game and you knew who was a Sammy fan. They was batting up like Sammy, or they was batting up like I used to love Mark McGuire, y'all. I used to love him. But when I loved Mark McGuire, is when I was in love with Jose Canseco, okay? So I just loved them together. Like, man, like power. Like I loved them. When Mark McGuire and Sammy Sosa were going against each other, with the home runs and stuff. I mean, I wasn't even a Cub fan, but he's in my city. So y'all know I was like Team Sosa, right? It was like Sosa all day. Ramrock, how you doing, bruh? Happy Sunday, Pajama Jammy Jam style. I'm talking a bunch of Yizzy, but I ain't gonna be on too long because my partner finna pull up. But yeah, baseball, please. Mm. Oh, to play winter ball? Mm. Oh yeah, That's always cool. Like I said, yeah, like I said, baseball's my favorite sport. It would next be basketball, and then golf. And then, like, for me in football, it's hard for me to like football because I don't understand it. I don't understand the play. I don't understand why it is so many of them. And I don't know why it takes so long to get this over with. Like, a football game be so long, and you'd be like, wait, the final score was 3-0. Like, wait, what? Wait, what is going on? No, I'm just playing with that. But you'd be like, I feel like I've been here for 16 days, and I don't know what's going on. So with football, everybody love football. Football is the one sport. Sometimes I'll be around women, and some of them will seem like they'll be like talking about a basketball player, but naming a baseball player. And I'm like, how are they confusing these two people? But honey, when it come to that football, please, these women be knowing it all. What college he came from, where they playing for, what the stats are. They got a jersey and a season pass, and all of them ain't going with their man. Because I'm telling you, football, now that's, baby, oh, seems like everybody love football. My goodness, I feel like everybody love football. hmm That's what I'm telling you. People love football. Men, women, kids, elderly. They just some football, football, football. And in every place but America, when you say football, we talking soccer. They only using what is it called, a field goal? They ain't only using foot. Well, they using feet in football because they are running that big ass. Whoo! I swear, I sometimes watch a football game like these guys look huge, but they are running. They're big. I wouldn't make it down that field one damn time, y'all. I kid y'all not. If tomorrow I went to a football stadium, they let me in Soldier Field, let me down on the field, and said, you know what, you talk so much shit about them, I want you to run on down here to the, what is it, the 10-yard line? I don't know, wherever, run to the end of it, run to the touchdown line. I don't know. I could promise you this. I'd probably get to mid center and fall and be like, oh, these guys are gods because they keep going. Ooh, just like soccer players. I'd be like, because they running once again a football stadium, back and forth and back and forth. I said, oh my God. Ooh, their legs have to be like trains. I mean, I would not want to get kicked by a soccer player or a football player, not on accident, not on purpose. They got to kick like kangaroos. The end zone. Thanks, Sherry. You heard what I called it, the touchdown field. I don't know. I don't see now. I sound like one of them because as women, we got to say stuff like that. Like, my favorite football player is Michael Jordan. We don't have a clue. Oh, I love baseball, especially when they put the 3 pointers in on the baseball. You'd be like, girl, now come on, now girl. What part of baseball sound like? That's me talking about the touchdown field. Girl, I could name, I don't know, a wide receiver from the quarterback. Wait a minute, I might know the quarterback. Ain't old boy a quarterback? Brett Favre, ain't one of the most famous quarterbacks? Like, I mean, I guess. So I guess that's a quarterback. But ask me what that makes him. Does he have a cord on his back? I don't know. What does it do? Why is he the quarterback? Does that make him the captain of the team? I don't know. I don't know. But every other sport I understand. I understand what's going on, what they doing, what's the rules, what's the laws, what was the violation. Shit, I even know hockey. Hockey. Honey, at one point I was deep into my Blackhawks, and it was before they won a championship. I think I just like Bill for he was our goalie. I mean, that dude was getting his teeth knocked out. I mean, sometimes I was wondering if it was the same teeth, like did he get a new one and they knocked it back out? Because sometimes it looked like it was back. He'd smile and I see his teeth, and then I'd be like, "What happened?" I mean, he was really stopping those pucks, man. And hockey violent. Hockey is just it reminds me of angry kids with sore losers sometimes when they get to fighting. So I used to really like hockey. I can't even lie. 2 Super Bowl wins. See? Yeah. That's the sad thing, y'all. I know the Chiefs was our winners this year, last year, this year. this year. Ask me to name you the last 3 Super Bowl champions, and I'm gonna start talking about the Bears and the Super Bowl shuffle. And somebody gonna jump up and say, "Bitch, you about 30 years ago." Because I'm gonna get into some old shit. Like, who Walter Payton? I'm like, girl, he been dead 20 years. Refrigerator Perry? Huh? That's what I know. I don't know the rest. Shit. Yeah, hockey is violent. Hockey is angry. He is just angry. It remind me of that. They ain't throwing a tantrum. And I used to love it. I used to love it. I used to watch them cheer competitions. Not Bring It On, y'all. The real cheer competitions. I used to watch them. Mermaid, how you doing? How you doing? Thanks. It's day by day. Today, my eye actually is opening up. It's opening up more and staying open. But the problem is that the light, and sadly, the inside light is bothering it more than outside light. It wasn't that sunny today, but yeah, the light was definitely. Christina, how you doing? Oh yeah, Chicago, we got it all. We got, and basically just about every team we got, I think, has definitely won a championship somehow. I mean, them Cubs, no disrespect to any Cubs fans out there, they finally won a damn championship. So now we can say it: the Cubs, the White Sox, the Blackhawks, the Bulls, the Sky, our girls basketball team, our soccer team. Like, we've done some shit. I don't know what the soccer team, because I ain't damn sure I ain't win no cup. But yeah, like I said, we do some things right here in the Shy. It's a sports city, and in the Bears, yeah, we ain't gonna talk about the last time the Bears won, but the Bears won. Damn it, we had a whole Super Bowl shuffle. Which one of y'all teams had a Super Bowl shuffle? We was shuffling. It had a whole video. Top that. It's Chi-Town, how we bounce. Mama Lovey, how you doing, Queen? How you doing? How you doing? But to me, when it comes to sports, LA got it on lock. Like, Cali just got it. They got teams everywhere. They got it. Just got everything. They just got everything. Mm-hmm. The Bears. Look, even on Saturday Night Live, they was making jokes about the Bears, the Bulls, the Bulls. Come on, we had Mike Dicker. Come on. We had Dicker. I like Dicker as a coach. I mean, I don't know, because like I said, I wasn't really a fan. I just loved my team because I love my city, so I love the teams that come from it, even if I don't like them. That's just how it is. That's just how it is. I miss Chris Farley. I love Chris Farley. Tommy Boy is one of my favorite movies. Black Sheep, one of my favorite movies. I love Chris Farley. Fat guy in a little coat. Fat guy in a little coat. When he died, I was sad. I almost went down to the John Hancock building and threw a staged coup outside because I was so damn mad. I was so damn mad. I felt like it was my case of, what was it, the Belushi brother that died? And I remember how people were so sad. I didn't feel that effects like that. But boy, when we lost Farley, it almost reminded me when we lost the other one, the one whose wife killed him. He's in that movie with Sinbad. What is his name? He's one of the Saturday Night Live guys. Oh my goodness, I can't think of his name at all. Yeah, but Saturday Night Live, like, they lost a lot of John Belushi. Yeah, they lost a lot of cast members from Saturday Night Live. But the studio where most Saturday Night Live night live people go through and they do stuff. That's in Chicago. That's right up by. That's on the north side. I could take y'all there. That's a place, and you can go there and do improv too. They have improv 2 nights. You can go up in there. But yeah, they come through there. They have classes in there and stuff. And I had a client who lived literally around the corner from there. And and that's a very historical area, because I can also take you over there, and they have historical museum. It's a lot of stuff in that area. I mean, they tell you the story of how Lincoln Park became, like it was a war for Lincoln Park. I don't know, but whatevs. But it's so much history over there. But yeah, that Saturday Night Live place is there. Oh, I love Jim Carrey. I love Jim Carrey. I loved him when he was Fire Marshal Bill, when he was on there. Let me show you something. Oh yeah, I love Jim Carrey. I love Jim Carrey. I loved Damon Wayans. I love Please. There's so many comedians, and Jim Carrey is one of them that I love so much. Mm. That's why when you learn about a lot of these comedians you think are so funny, and you learn that lots of them suffer from like depression and stuff, it's not surprising. And how they channeled it was going into a humor, into a different place. Yes, Hartman, Phil Hartman. Yep, that's who it was, his wife. Yes, 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 yes. That was so sad to me. That was so sad to me when that happened. Like he just didn't see. That was so sad to me. I used to love the Coneheads, but I love the Conehead movie more than I love the Coneheads on Saturday Night Live. Hmm. Yeah, Jim Carrey, and then Jim Carrey, his daughter, I forget what she suffers from. So I don't want to put the wrong diagnosis on her. She's older now. She should be grown now. But his love for her and oh my God, I love Jim Carrey. Like personal, career wise, comedic. There's not a movie he's ever done I haven't seen. Yeah, that's my boy. Um, Me, Myself, and Irene is one of my favorites by him. That movie is hilarious. That and Liar Liar. I mean, I'm just gonna keep naming them. It's not gonna stop. The Mask. It's not going to stop. Ace Ventura. It's not going to stop. I love Jim Carrey. You talking Jim? I'm talking Carrey. You better not tell Carlos. Oh yeah, Tim Conway. Yeah, like I said, so many greats came through there. Hmm. Yeah, Jim Carrey was so funny and cute in this Jim Carrey way. Like he was just funny, but not too goofy, but goofy. I don't know how to describe it. Yes, Tim Conway. I think everybody had something for him. Yeah, they had great people on there. I loved coming off of Saturday Night Live. I think the last batch that I loved was the Chris Rock, Chris Farley, Adam Sandler. You know that whole team. What's my boy who does Elf? Because they all come from that. That's that last era of Saturday Night Live I was really in. And then I tried to get what was that other show that was kind of like Saturday Night Live, skit based and stuff. I can't think. And a lot of people liked it. What was that called? A lot of people like that. I tried to get with it. They had some funny skits. Will Ferrell, yes, Will. I love Will Ferrell too. So that last group, every person I just named, I loved in that group. That whole little crew. Because isn't Faye in there? What's her name? Uh, the one who does that movie when she's like superstar, superstar. I love that stupid ass movie. She part of that crew. And then old girl that was on uh the Housewives, the bro. She was cool with old girl that's from that Saturday Night Live crew. What, Tina Fey? What is her freaking name? I don't know why none of their names are popping up. Because these are the ones I actually like. Oh, Superstar is that's Molly Shannon. I like her. She's hilarious. Superstar, hilarious. I've probably seen that movie about 300 times. Once again, my boy Will Ferrell up in it. Sherry O'Terry. Hmm. Tina Fey, yep. Yeah, like I said, it's a few of them. That's why I said it's a few of them. Mad TV. Yep. Yep. A lot of people got with Mad TV. And like I said, they have some skits I thought was hilarious. They had some little funny skits. I remember Mad TV was actually the first one when they started the Bush joking. And remember they made that show Not My Bush? Does anybody remember that show? And Mad TV had a whole Bush skit that basically to me that show was made up off of. Anybody remember that? Not My Bush? They cut that. I don't think that thing made it through a whole season. Kristen Wiig is your favorite female from Saturday Night Live? All of them from the Dan Aykroyd them days. I loved all them women on Saturday Night Live. They were all my faves though. I can't even lie. They were hilarious to me, every last one of them. Mm-hmm. Y'all know something when we talking throwback, just talking throwback. So the other day I was on the phone and I got to talking about like oh yeah, way back. Oh yes, MTV, please. MTV. I remember when MTV. You watched it for everything. You watched Rap TV, MTV Spring Break. I mean, Yo MTV Raps, MTV Spring Break, everything. MTV. I remember MTV had cribs. Remember when they had that show? What was it called? Where they drove around in that RV. Not. I'm not talking Roll Rules. I know that one. Real World. We know those. But they had another show. It was like a dating show like X Factor or something, and they on this big old like tour bus. And so you go and it's all these people, you're gonna meet this person, you're gonna go on a date, and they're gonna X them out. X them out. That used to be on MTV. Room Raiders. I used to watch all that. And then they brought us a show called Surreal Life on VH1. And that would lead us to Fufu and Brigitte Nielsen having a whole show of their own, which would lead us to Flavor of Love, which would lead us to, New York in Love, and then the girl who wore the swimsuit, she had a show, and then we had Brett Michaels Looking for Love, and I loved Brett Michaels' show. When Lacey's father came into town, and Heather told Lacey's father, please, your daughter was down there sucking breasts. I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. That's and wouldn't you know it, because this is how the universe worked, that years before Brett would be bending his daughter over on TV, Brett would have been on a plane sitting next to this man saying, oh, do you have a daughter? I'd love to meet her. And the guy would be saying, Brett, you'll never touch my daughter. Huh? Not to my daughter try out for your show. Mm-hmm. Oh, my sister loved Nancy Drew books when we were kids. Like when you go to the book fair at school, y'all remember the book fairs? Everybody wanted books. I wanted sticker books. I wanted a Ninja Turtle book. I wanted the closest things that looked like toys that they had. I even wanted funny looking Garfield with jokes on them, bookmarks, and I didn't even buy a book to put that bookmark in. Like, oh, it's something else. Yeah, she loved Nancy Drew. Who wrote the Boxcar Kids? Because I know she loved Judy Blume books, the Nancy Drews. Those are Judy Blume's. I don't know, but I just remember those books, and I know she loved the Boxcar Kids. I don't know if anybody ever read that. Y'all remember the Natty Gann story? Was that Winona Ryder who plays that little girl, and her father dies, and she ends up meeting this wolf? I guess he a wolf. I don't know. It kind of looked like an Alaskan husky when I look at it these days, but we'll just say it was a wolf or whatever. And the wolf kind of raised her. Oh, really? Oh, my goodness. My sister loved that. The Boxcar Kids. It's Judy Blume. Yes, I used to love those doggone the Babysitter Club. So I could read, like, I would like to read, like, Archie. I would read the Archie comic books. I would read little sport books. So it would always be things that would catch my interest. So I just get those kind of books. Yup. The Babies to the Club. Oh, I loved it. And then they end up making a little show with the Babies to the Club. I was so excited because I really loved that book. Wait, who are you thinking of? Hmm. I heard of Dating in the Dark, but I haven't watched it. I've never watched it. Hmm. Yeah, I had heard of it, that Dating in the Dark, because it's funny. Have you all ever heard of that restaurant? It's a restaurant you eat in the dark. So I'm really not one for not being able to see something and you're just gonna put it in my mouth and I'm just supposed to figure by the textures, what am I ordering? Like, what did you bring out here? I need to know. Somebody got to tell me something. Does it have anything with allergies in it? Because I need to know. But I actually want to try that one day. I used to think I wanted to try that little ice bar, but I don't want to. I don't want to be in nothing that cold. Yeah. Oh, you say Sherry, that was your kids era. Yeah, like I said, MTV. Oh, I loved it. I did. Mm-hmm. Oh, whoever wrote those books, yeah. Like I said, I don't know. I'm sure if my sister, she's name all of them. I don't know. I just know she still them books. Oh, after school specials. Y'all remember when HBO started their after school specials? So they was gonna teach us about bulimia through a after school special. They was gonna teach us about, not playing with guns, all kind of stuff. But I remember that. I watched them all. I watched when that guy went through Memphis, Tennessee, and he was a mortician, and he said he got tired of seeing young black kids coming into that morgue from gun violence. So he walked through the towns and he showed them kids and people on the autopsy table. And some of them kids be like, that was little Junebug from over there off 2/4. And you be like, oh my Jesus Lord, baby. No, that was little Junebug. He don't live on 2477 no more. Because he don't live no more. I remember McGruff. He was taking a bite out of crime. Remember McGruff give you a little tip? And they had that McGruff commercial and the kid had on the t-shirt with the little McGruff PSA and the kid had on a t-shirt with their name on the back and the car pulled up. It's like, hey, Danny, your mom said come pick you up from school today. I don't know you and they told me not to talk to strangers, but I know your name. My name on my damn shirt is what that kid should be saying. And they tell me, don't put your kids' names on their shirt. They gonna call them that. I said, McGruff, you running out of rules. I mean, McGruff he was trying to keep up with the time. They was like, hold on, we're gonna throw up one with a kid in an airbrush shirt. They was trying to hold McGruff on as long as they could. Like and then the kids was talking about it, like, hey, why that dog got on a trench jacket, y'all? What's up with McGruff? What is he doing? And why is a dog taking a bite out of crime? So he biting people? So I gotta get a tetanus shot? So it wasn't going far no more with McGruff. But at one point, he was the coolest crime dog I ever seen in my life. Mr. Yuck. Yes. Y'all are throwing it back. Well, they weren't called after school specials on HBO. I just called them after school specials because they had bad actors and actresses interacting in the story. So it's sometimes hard to catch the point because I think it was more of a docudrama. I think it was more of real life, Then they had to put it under a class. This is real life HBO right here, like this stuff here, And one of them was the young man who he was ill and his mother these are true stories because all of them are based on true stories. One was the young man who was ill and his mother took him off the medication because the medication was making his life worse. And many people debated if that mother, if his life could have been longer or whatever. It was a big fight about that, but they did the after school special. I mean, well, I'm calling it after school special. They did the HBO special on that. They did the HBO special on the young man who went over his friend's house and his father was an officer and they played with the gun, and we know how that ends. They did the after school special on the girl who was anorexic, and to just, but these were all true stories. Oh, please. Fraggle Rock. Down in Fraggle Rock. Please, I loved Fraggle Rock. I used to love Sesame Street. I used to love the count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He just made count like he is so excited to count to 10. Like he's really into it. One of my favorite episodes of Sesame Street is the episode where Big Bird thinks the alphabet is a word. So he is rolling all through Sesame Street trying to ask everybody if they could pronounce this word. He's like, abacada, abacadaja. He's trying to pronounce this word. I loved it. I loved it. Yeah. Um, but yeah, that's like one of my favorites. Oh, I used to love Alf and I used to love Alf, and I used to love a bunch of shows. Hold on, y'all. Let me return this text real quick. Hold on, give me 1 second. Oh, I loved Alf. I loved Alf. Alf was hilarious. I don't know if I would have let some creature come live in my house, but I definitely loved Alf. I definitely loved. I love Small Wonder. Vicky definitely could have lived in my house. She would have been a good friend and a sister. I loved her. I loved her. I love yeah, I loved a lot of old shows. Like the 80s just had some good stuff. Mr. Wizard, yes, Punky Brewster. Come on, I used to have a denim jacket that I got like freaking 4 years ago, and it was like the 80s. It had that 80s stonewash in the pocket. One pocket was pink, one pocket is green. If you go on my Facebook a couple of years ago and I'm celebrating my birthday, I literally tell them I got on my Punky Brewster outfit because I don't play. I love Punky Brewster. Right. What was with that with Alf? Hey, do y'all remember Mr. Belvedere? I used to love that show. I used to love Mr. Belvedere. I don't know why. I just did. I loved Mr. Belvedere. I just did. He was cute. Remember when Alf was leaving, he'd be walking and he's a little frumpy and his little tail on his booty. Oh, Alf, he's such a different strokes, Tina. Yes, different strokes it takes. Different strokes. Let me tell you something. I'd be like, when I'm gonna get something rich? And look, I didn't realize you couldn't be adopted if you was already in the family. I'm like, I need to be adopted by Mr. Drummond. Where are the Mr. Drummonds I need? I come with a sister. Then I got older and I was like, wait, their parents was dead? Wait a minute. These kids were orphans? Like I didn't all that went over my head. All that. And Sam, I loved him on Different Strokes too. His little red haired self. I was a big fan of the Little Rascals. He-Man women haters. I love Mr. Belvedere. I did. I did. All right, y'all. So I told y'all I'm gonna stay on to 8:45. So I know I'm about to start wrapping it on up. Wrapping it on up. I know TL is doing a investigation tonight. So let's find out what she investigate. And who knows? What you talking about, Willis? Who knows? I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and check on my sister, but I know my sister's getting ready to pull up, so I actually want to be ready when she pulls up, so we can run grab this food and then come back and run our mouths. And so that's what I want to do and enjoy some love. I've enjoyed this love in here with y'all. I really have. I have enjoyed y'all. I've enjoyed throwing back, talking good candy, good shows, good books, good times, good movies. Man, and some of the stuff we talking about, I want Maria got me wanting some doggone rock candy, and I want to put it in a Coca Cola and just see what happens. You know what I mean? I just want to have some fun. I'm ready to read a boxcar book. I'm ready to get into some old school stuff. Somebody tell me if Alf is on YouTube. I'm watching it. I'm watching it. So good night to everybody. I'm gonna enjoy this, and I will see y'all in the morning and tell you how my night went with my buddy. And we will get it cracking in the morning, and you'll probably catch me in some chats. Who knows tonight? Like I said, I don't know. I don't know where you'll catch me, but if not, you'll catch me here in the morning. Thank you to my mods. Thank you for being there. Thank you for being my eyes. I'm sure you caught some things I didn't catch. So I didn't miss nobody. I hope I didn't miss nobody. So thank you all for being here tonight. And I will see you all later. Love ya. See ya. Good night.